Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Season 2 of ReZero. We are checking out episode number 3 today. We did a double whammy, double episode in the previous video, but we're getting back to regular single episode reactions at this point. We're not going to be doing doubles the entire season. We're going to be focusing on the individual episodes, and today we're checking out episode number 3. I'm very excited because last episode really left off in a really interesting way. I have no idea what to think after we were introduced to the Witch of Greed. At least I was under the assumption all of the other witches were dead. So hearing now that a witch is alive, that's mind-blowing to me. That changes a lot. And I expect that we're going to get a lot of answers in this season. We're going to learn a lot about the witches. We're going to learn a lot about the way the world was back then. We're going to learn about the true maybe identity of Satla and what that means and why they're after Emilia. What is happening in this sanctuary? What is Roswell's deal? What is going on? So many questions now that don't have answers, and there aren't quite enough clues or pieces of information for me to personally be able to join the dots, connect the dots. So I'm still wondering, I'm still questioning, and I'm still here for the mysteries, and I'm still here to ask questions. I love it so much. This series is an absolute blast. It's such a fun series to check out, especially on the channel. So yeah, I hope that you guys are enjoying. I hope that you guys are looking forward to more season 2 content. I am loving this so far, and yeah, I'm excited that I get to check out episode 3 today. We're going to get to speak, hopefully, with Echidna. We're going to learn about her. We're going to learn about her motives, what is pushing her, what she wants, what her deal is, all of that. I guess my biggest worry right now is that somehow I've been theorizing throughout the entire series, and you know, it's always been something I bring up, but the fact that Emilia introduced herself as Satla to Subaru, Emilia seemed to be a name that Puck gave her, and it maybe wasn't her actual name. I am maybe worried that after all of this, with everyone calling her the Witch of Envy Satla, I'm worried that somehow Emilia is actually Satla. And I think that my suspicions grew more while I was watching the second OVA for this series, you know, where we saw Emilia was encased in an ice crystal, so it was almost like she was sealed away, and she's got no memories or anything like that. And yeah, I guess I'm just a little worried about what that could mean. We'll find out together as the series reveals its mysteries and, you know, answers those questions. And yeah, here we go. I'm not going to yap much longer. If you guys do enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already. Hit the notification bell down below to be notified when I upload these videos for ReZero and any other videos that I upload on the channel, including free reign, any opening endings videos, stuff like that. You know, I try to upload weekly. Also leave a little comment down below letting me know just how blown your mind was when this reveal happened in season 2 with the Witch of Greed, Echidna. And yeah, we're just going to dive right into this one. Here we go. Season 2, episode 3 of ReZero. Let's go. Of course, another question to ask before I jump into this episode is, what is Subaru's role in all this? Why has he been chosen to come to this world? What is his relationship? Is he somehow also a character who was sealed away? I don't know, like, is he important within this world? Like, I don't know. We'll find out, and I'm very excited for it, so here we go. Tender young maiden. Have you been reborn into this? She's so creepy, but also not really. Just your mind? Tea party? A witch's tea party. Looks like we're on the rolling hills of the Teletubbies base. Are all the witches people who were summoned here, much like Subaru?
お前が俺を殺そうなんて思ったら次の瞬間消し捨てだろうが。うまくもまずくもねえが、何のお茶だこれ。
ここで生成
It's
したものだから
made?
ね。言ってしまえば僕の体液だ。
なんでも飲ませてんだってめえ。
Did she piss in a cup? Is this JoJo Part 5 all over again?
美少女すぎて普通だったら目が潰れるってが。言っとくがな。俺は俺的に最高の美少女。
Wow, these two
保養してるんだ。
These two are a really good match for each other with like the way they can bounce off each other already.
少ない。
いや、普通の人なら僕の前に立つと吐くんだよ。面白いだろ。
なんも面白くねえよ。
She seems like a really good counter for Subaru.
帰りたいなら帰らせてあげるけど。
You came here of your own accord.
強欲の魔女に話を聞ける。
Yeah, that's not gonna come about any
君以外
time
に誰
again
が
soon.
求めてもそうそう得られるものじゃないんだ。
Other than you?
問答を交わすのに必要なのは互いの存在だけ。君の
Okay.
欲を、好奇心を、強欲を。
Who is Subaru?
肯定しよう。
Holy shit.
さあ、君は何が聞きたい？
Who is Subaru in this
今
world?
から世界を救うために天命と異なる獣を
Holy
生み出し
shit.
た暴食の魔女ダフネのことかい？
Daphne?
世界を愛で満たそうと
Carmilla?
人たちに感情を与えた色欲の魔女カーミラのことかい？争いに満ちた世界を嘆きながら
Minerva?
人たちを殴り癒した憤怒の魔女。
Oh, I'm gonna have to read this all back. Holy shit, there's a lot.
それだけのために
Segment.
大幕府の彼方へ竜を追いやった怠惰の魔女セクメトのことかい？
There's a lot, there's a lot. Typhon. Looks like a girl, like a child.
ありとあらゆる英知を求め
Echidna.
死後の世界にすら未練を残した知識欲の権限強欲の魔女エキドナのことかい？それともそれらすべての魔女を滅ぼし
Yes, that's what I thought.
世界を敵に回した嫉妬の魔女あの忌むべき彼女のことかい？
Sattler.
しまったな。
Tell us more.
脅かしすぎてしまったようだ。
Subaru, you were about to get a huge lore drop. What is happening? Is Sattler
思ったより早かった。
doing something?
さすがに敵文者は馴染むのが早い。
Compatible.
お茶を飲んだろ。あれで怠惰の魔女因子に働きかけて君の抵抗力。
So is he a
こ
vessel?
れでじっくり僕とも話ができる。
Has he been brought here as a vessel? A conduit? I don't know.
僕は悪さをしようと思ってお茶を飲ませたわけじゃない。むしろ僕は君の存在を好ましく思っている。
Desirable.
少し恥ずかしいな。ここ数日の間に君は怠惰の魔女因子の持ち主を殺しただろう。その死に際に魔女因子は新たなよりしろに君を選んだ。この墓所に入って無事なのもそのおかげだよ。
Shit.
墓ってことが。
So is Petalgoose
ここ
dead?
は死後
Literally, like Petalgoose is dead, but
魔女の墓所
now someone has to take that.
聖域だ。
お前聖域を知ってるのか？
君は
We're
勇
touching
敢
her.
なのか大胆なのか経験の少ない僕には判断しない。
Yeah. You'll get to learn a lot about him throughout the season, I
さっ
hope.
きまでいた遺跡の森は聖域だと思っていいのか？
さあ他には何が聞
お
きたい？
前に言えば外に出してくれるんだよな。
ああ
We have the opportunity to learn a lot of really important information here.
僕に聞きたいことはないのかい？
Subaru, no! Subaru, this is your chance to ask the questions. You were told by Beatrice you would learn everything you wanted here.
僕は強欲の魔女だ
Yeah,
よ。
literally.
世界中のあらゆる権力者が僕の知識にすがろうとこの
Subaru isn't like that. He's so funny. This is what you came here for.
飲み話はまた別の機会に作ってやる。
With you later.
それも魔女に
Dead woman,
そん
okay.
なことのように約束を取る
She is dead.
魔女の対価だ。金銭じゃない。
Okay, yeah, I was
君
like,
に求めるのは聖域
I didn't think she meant money. I didn't understand where he was
この茶会の出来
going.
事の口外禁止。それが条件だ。
We have to keep it to
お土産を持たせ
ourselves.
てあげるよ。君にこの聖域の試練に挑む資格を与えよう。
Oh shit? Isn't that what Amelia is here to do?
その場所を知ればその価値に気づける。そうなった時、君が僕にどんな感情を抱くか。
Toward you.
それは素敵な期待だね。
That's very, Elsa? Was that her name?
僕はとても
Episodes 1, 2, and 3.
魔法使いなんだぜ。
Very, very evil magic user. Shit. Ominous. Scary. I don't know how to feel about her because she's very charismatic.
誰かに何か言われたような。
You've forgotten? Shit, he only remembers when he's there.
おっとそんなとこから堂々といい度胸してんじゃねえかよ。
Garfield?
穴だらけのマグマリンが笑うってやつ。
Is that Garfield? Oh, Patrash! Patrash the goat. Let's be real. The shark teeth? Are you related to... I can't remember her name, the maid. Something strange is happening here. He looks like a child. Nice land dragon. It's Patrash. Oh no, no, don't hurt her. Don't hurt her. Okay. No. Yep, there it is. The shark teeth and the blonde hair. Is that your mother, your sister? Eh? Yeah, we figured. Couldn't be the teeth, couldn't be the hair.
その髪、噂のエミリア様だろ。ロズワールの野郎が抱えてる金髪のハンマー。ハーフエルフだ。二度とそんな呼び方するんじゃねえぞ。はあ、なんだなんだ、気合入った声も出せんじゃねえか。右へ左へ流れるバゾマゾみてえになるか。
Jeez, this guy's just here for a fight. Garfield just wants to throw down. That's all he wants.
言っておくけど、スバルには指一本触れさせない。
Aww.
待ってエミリアったん、嬉しいけど男としてすっげえ複雑だし大丈夫だから。やる気はねえや。ラムにどやされるのはごめんだっけね。
Ram!
こいつはガーフィールだ。
You know Ram too? Did you used to live at the manor?
そもそも結界に近づいたからてめえは寝てたんじゃねえのかや。
Oh, okay, that's what happened there. It wasn't a trick then.
同じタイミングだった。でもどうしてエミリアタンだけ倒れたんだ。
You also passed out.
転移してたけど少なくともオットー。
Yeah, weird.
結界がてめえら無視してこの女にしか反応しねえのは当然だろうが。結界に引っかかんのはハーフエルフに限らねえ。俺様や他の連中もそうだ。
Yeah, okay. Half beasts.
つまり聖域ってのは
Demi-humans. Jeez, I couldn't remember the name.
根血の
Jeez.
人たちが暮らす場所ってことか。ご名答だ。歓迎するぜ。エミリア様とそのお付き二人。
Oh shit, that's cool.
なんて気取って呼んじゃいるが。
Oh, it's runes.
綺麗な言葉の似合う場所。
Yeah.
行き詰まりの実験場だ。
Testing ground. Ram! Oh, it's been a while, Ram.
どこのバルスか存じ上げませんが、遅すぎる到着で失望したわ。
Jeez.
ああ、期待したラムがバカだったわね。
Why were we supposed to come to you?
僕の扱い雑すぎません。何言ってんだ。俺が気絶してる間、お前がいてくれたからエミリアが無事だったんだ。
Oh shit.
感謝してる。
We gotta throw in some kindness towards Otto. Yeah, he just gotta say some nice words to him and he'll fall for it.
見ての通り、ラムは今日もカレー
That's lovely, of course. Your health is certainly with you, though.
安心なさい。
そっか。
That's good. We're glad to hear that everyone's okay.
本当にほっとした。ほっとした。
Aww. It's now the time to ask about Ram.
ね、ラム。いつまでも立ち話をしてるのもなんでしょ？案内お願いしていい？
Yeah, are we gonna have that difficult and strange conversation later? Like, I don't know how we would approach that subject.
ごめんなさい、割り込んで。でも。
いや、分かってる。ビビっちまっただけだ。
You certainly did, but it's valid. Yeah, it's very clear. It's very clear that she doesn't know who Ram is. And that's sad.
当たり前のことよ。
And scary, yeah.
情けないなんて思わないから。
For showing your true emotions.
レムのこともいろんなことも全部が良くなれるように。
I hope so. I really hope so.
何があっても俺は肉の盾として。
Your meat shield.
いや
Oh, here we go.
随分と久々の再会な気がするね。あったらどついてやろうと思ってたんだが。
What the hell?
お前どうしたんだよ。
Yeah, seriously, isn't he the strongest magic user?
クルシさんとの同盟はなったぜ。これで俺を置き去りにした結果に満足かよ。ああ、満足だとも。まさにまさに。
Okay, tell us what you were doing.
待望の拾い物だった。そうかい。
He hoped for you. Don't trust that guy.
ずっと胸がざわついて落ち着かないの。
Did he fight the
聖域な
dragon?
んて呼ばれ方なのに、私には全然そんな風に思えない。むしろそれよりも。
魔女の墓場。そう呼んだ方がずーっと納得できると。
Shit. This is the witch's
ここはかつて
graveyard.
強欲の魔女と
Oh,
呼ばれた存在。
shit.
魔女エキドナの最後の場所であり、
We were just talking to
私に
her.
とって聖域と呼ぶべき場所です。エキドナ。
He's starting to remember.
そんな曰くありげな場所
Or at least it
お前が
rings a
管理し
bell.
てんだ。それは簡単。この土地は代々我がメイザース家の当主が管理を引き継いでいる。
じゃあ、
Interesting.
昔から強欲の魔女とメイザース。
エキドナ。どうぞ、彼女を呼ぶときは名前を。
Shit.
強欲の魔女だなんて呼び方、いかにも邪悪な感じがして、よくないでしょ。
He's loyal to the witch of greed. That's interesting.
エキドナの結界によって森は正式な手順を踏まない部外者を通さない。その上結界は血の条件を満たす者には特別な効果を発揮する。
Whose blood meets certain conditions,
エ
Subaru?
ミリア様も体感なされたのでは。お前はなんだってそんな見るも無残なことになってんだ。
Yeah, seriously,
エ
do
ミリア
tell.
様は不思議に思われませんでしたか？聖域に逃れてきた住人たち、それにロズワール様やラムがこうして屋敷に戻らず。
Yeah, it was very strange. I thought we would find out why.
今は私たちは全員この聖域に軟禁されている状況なん
We're
だ
trapped?
よ。
The dragon? Is it the dragon?
金ってロズワールの怪我、まさか。
ちげえ。そいつの傷は試練に拒否された結果。
Ah.
どういうこと？
結界に触れたらどうなるか。そいつは体験済みだろ。あの調子で中に入った根血は外へ出られなくなるのさ。結界を解くには墓所の試練に挑むしかねえ。だが根血以外のやつが試練に挑めば村の連中は一箇所に集めてやる。暴れねえ限りは手は出さねえ。三食昼寝付きで。
So Garf is some sort of sanctuary guardian.
それが解けなきゃ村の連中は誰も外には出せねえ。もっとも今はてめえ自身出られやしねえけどな。
So Amelia has to do this herself, but we know that Subaru has been given the right to take part, but he doesn't know that. So he might not immediately take part.
みんな無事で何よりだ。他のみんなは元気ですか。
ご両親様のお怪我は大丈夫でしょうか？
This is pretty scary stuff. Like what can we do? How do we break out of this place?
避難したもう片方のグループも村に戻って今はみんなの帰りを待ってる。なぜならみんなを解放するために試練に挑んでくれる
But
子がい
didn't
る
they
から。
say Roswell has come and gone here like a bunch in the past? So why is it only now he suddenly is being deemed not suitable or whatever, being rejected? Like what happened the previous times he came here?
みんなも知ってるはずだ。王選候補者のエミリア。
Yep, that's who it is. She's gonna do something.
私が試練に挑みます。よろしくお願いします。
Aw, she's so cute. Give her support. She's here to break you out.
なぜです。先日もあなたは私どもに頭を下げになった。ですが、その手を拒んだのは私ども。
She's here for the people. You just can't see that.
私どもの支持を得たい
That's
から
not
と
it
いう
at
なら
all. She's a good
それ
person.
でも構いません。そう言ってくだされば。
I mean, it could play a part,
で
but
すが、
that's
もし
not
他に
all
理
it
由
is.
があるなら知りたいのです。
They want to learn more about you. They want to understand that you're a person. They want to actually be able to look at you and feel safe.
私には今立派なことを答えられる自信がありません。
Yes, Amelia.
すごく説得力があってみんなを納得させられるような言葉。
However,
ただ私には何日か短い間だけどここにはいないみんなの家族と過ごしました。それで改めて思ったんです。家族は一緒にいなくちゃダメだって。私はあなたたちを家族のところへ返してあげたい。
The little Puck crystal, because Puck's not with us right now. Why is Puck not with us? That's another one that I don't understand.
理由はそれだけです。でもできればみんなと仲良くしたいとは思っています。
That's such a sweet answer.
エミリア様。
はい。
Sama.
都合がいいと思われるのは承知しています。ですが、よろしくお願いします。
Aww.
こちらこそふつつかものですが、よろしくお願いします。
Emilia, you're so cute.
興味聞かねえな。
What do you mean who says that, Subaru? Oh shit, we get the ending? Here we go.
満足いくまでもらえた？
大丈夫。
頑張れ、負けるな。
EMC. No EMT this time? Oh shit, here we go. This is reminding me of Final Fantasy X, where Yuna would go into like these trials and stuff, and we'd be, you know, the guardians.
行きます。
でもなんで自分でやらねえんだ。やれんならやってんだよ。
Yeah, not everyone can. It swallowed her up. Oh shit, this is literally like Final Fantasy X then. It's okay, so this is how we find out that we're accepted, we can take part. Okay. This is how he finds out. He's rushing in after Emilia. It's not like just by chance. This is! This looks exactly like Season 1, Episode 15. That was your own voice. Why did he hear his own voice? Is this some time travel bullshit? Has he got statues of Emilia? Holy shit. The long-awaited reunion? What? What? I am so confused. What? Is this scene at the end something I should be thinking about, or am I thinking too much about it? It's obviously showing that Subaru is an otaku. I don't think those were statues of Emilia, but he's very clearly like someone who is either an isekai fan or a fantasy fan. Huh. Okay, I need a minute. The whole start of this episode was very heavy loaded, and the very, very end of this was kind of heavy loaded too, so I need a minute to think. And that was episode number 3 of ReZero. I am really, really, truly struggling to dissect in my mind what happened in this episode, because I don't truly understand some of the events within this episode. So yeah, I guess the only way I can do this is to go from beginning to end here and try and just go through the episode again, this time trying to piece things together, trying to figure things out, and trying to actually focus and pay attention, because there was so much being dropped all at once during the moment where we got the revelations of the witches' names and what their deals were. There was just so much there that it was impossible to actually retain that information. And I don't know if that's the intention. I don't know if we're supposed to retain that information. But the fact that we're being told that right now, I feel like I should at least understand it. So I'm going to go through it and, you know, try to make some sense of it. So yeah, we're going to kind of start around that point where, you know, we're with Echidna and everything. So Echidna and Subaru, they're bouncing back off each other, and they both got a lot of charisma and a lot of character, and they're just really good, like, people to bounce off one another. And, you know, she's inviting him to this tea party. She says that he wasn't physically moved anywhere, so realistically it's the area around them that changes, not anything else. So she's able to kind of control the environment, control the look of the place, how everything is, all of that good stuff. And yeah, this like tea party, I don't know, like, it's obviously a domain that Echidna likes to use. It's a place she maybe recalls from when she was alive. I don't know. Maybe it's just to kind of help people feel at ease because, you know, it's the rolling green hills and there's just a nice little tea party. Like, it seems very cute and it seems very safe, and I don't know what her intention is with this place. I don't know if it's to kind of make people feel at ease or if it is kind of to create this feeling of unsettlement because it feels very unnatural, especially when you were somewhere else entirely and now you're suddenly in a field with a little gazebo, I guess you would call it. I don't really know, with little like tea party and stuff. It seems very odd. It feels very off-putting, and it would be very ominous, honestly, if you were in Subaru's shoes right now. But what Subaru does next might surprise you. He rushes up to the tea party being like, fine, okay, whatever, I'll do it. And he just chugs the tea immediately. He doesn't think, he doesn't question what it is. He doesn't have any care in the world. He just drinks it. And I think his intention of why he just drank it as fast as he did is because he wanted to quickly get to Amelia, and he could tell that stalling, or he could tell that this Echidna character would really just like hold him back until he was doing what she asked. So he just kind of like immediately did what she asked him to do and didn't think about it, didn't question it. And yeah, he's very brave, as she acknowledges, because he doesn't have a damn clue what was inside that. And we learned that it was part of her body fluids. So I don't know if that was a joke about her pissing in it, or if it was very much like what we saw at the end of the scene with the two of them together, her spit, because her spit has some kind of magical power. She was able to rub her spit all over her fingers, hands, and then just touch him with her finger, and that caused him to forget a bunch of stuff, gave him the right to enter the trial, and yeah, all of that good stuff. So I don't know if that's important, relevant, or anything like that, but we'll learn more as we go through these episodes, I'm sure. Subaru's response as to why he drank the tea was that if she really wanted, she could have killed him easily in any other kind of way. It wouldn't be, you know, through drinking tea or something like that. And I guess because he's not from this world, he's from a different world entirely, he doesn't understand the nature of witches. He doesn't understand anything about them. And so when they're saying stuff like, when Echidna's saying something like, wow, you just drank tea served by a witch in one gulp, that doesn't mean shit to him because he doesn't know you. He doesn't know anything about you. He's just here trying to find Amelia. That's his goal right now. He doesn't care about anything else, despite the fact that Beatrice told him that he would find everything he wanted, all the answers he could ever need, ask questions, do all of that at Sanctuary. And this was his opportunity. And we see that as the scene goes on. He didn't care. Amelia was number one priority, and she always will be. And that's, I think, one of the most admirable things about Subaru. He doesn't let lower drops get in the way of Amelia. She is number one and always will be. And we as viewers have to accept that. While yes, watching my MC come face to face with a character who can reveal a lot of really important information, I want to be there. I want to hear it. I want to know more. But my MC did not decide that today. My MC decided he wanted to look for Amelia. And that's very in character. That's very important for his character. And it's further going to show that side of that relationship. And I think that it's really important that we get to see scenes like that where he sets aside everything. He forgets all of the big moments, the big things that he could be doing for her. She is the most important thing. And that's what we learn. That's what we see. And that's what is shown in this scene while he's here with Echidna. I can't exactly find the scenes here. I've tried skimming the conversation and I'm obviously missing it. But there were times where Echidna spoke to Subaru with almost some sort of familiarity. She spoke to him as though like, only you know, like as though he was someone important and that he was very relevant. And we know he's the main character. He's very relevant to us as viewers. He's the character that we see a lot of these events unfold in front of and everything like that. But the way she spoke was almost as though he was actually lower relevant to this world. Like he had a purpose in everything that's happening, that will happen, and everything like that. And I don't know if I'm looking into things too much, especially considering I can't even find the dialogue while I'm skimming through it to prove what I'm trying to say here, but I kind of got that sense that she was telling Subaru that he's more important than he realizes, that he's someone who actually has a lot of lower relevancy here. And so that's what makes the final scene all the more confusing, because if I'm remembering that scene with the Echidna correctly, then the final scenes of this episode where Subaru hears his own voice telling him that he must first overcome his past. What does that mean? What does he need to overcome from his past? His father? Is his father no longer alive or something like that? Did he pass away? Is his father somehow related to this world? Is his mother dead? And is that who was related to this world? It was his mother, the Witch of Envy, Satala, who was sealed away? Is this sealed away world that she was sealed away in actually where Subaru came from? Is this actually very much like, spoilers for Final Fantasy X, by the way, I'm about to talk about it for like the next 30 seconds, but is this very comparable to Final Fantasy X, where Subaru is almost like an imaginary character because he exists within a world that doesn't exist, kind of thing? Titus from a fake Xanarkand that was being dreamed. Is this very similar, where Subaru is a character who is not real, does not really exist, and was drawn here by Satala to protect or to follow around Emilia? Is that what this is? Is Subaru not a real person? That sounds crazy, but is that where this is going? I assume a lot of you guys were under the impression that the real world was the real world and this was the fantasy made up world, but what if this is a really interesting twist and that's not the case at all? It's actually the opposite. That would be really cool. And Subaru is drawn here somehow, and so because he is created and made up by Satala, that's why he has this attachment to her. That's why he is, someone who can, I guess, return by death, has all this witchiness about him. Maybe that's why. I think that would be really cool and really interesting, but I don't have anything to prove that. I don't have anything to back that up. But yeah, I think that some of the stuff within this episode has got my brain doing overtime and thinking all of these really wacky random scenarios and stuff, and I would love to learn more as we go on, but right now this is all just pure speculation, all probably bullshit. There's no doubt in my mind that this is all bullshit, but I think it's fun to start this conversation. I think it's fun to think about. So now I'm going to slowly go through the lore drops that Echidna was giving us. So first of all, we've got the Witch of Gluttony, Daphne. So the Witch of Gluttony, the witch factor, I guess, of gluttony exists within Lai Batenkaitos. So that's where that witch factor lies. And I guess this witch factor is maybe kind of like the essence of the witch, where the witch is no longer alive, as we learn is kind of fact here from Echidna, where she says she's dead, and she says that Satala ate all the other witches, consumed them all. Daphne is the Witch of Gluttony, whose essence, I guess, exists through Lai Batenkaitos, and she created beasts that defied the will of God to save the world from starvation. So there's a god in this world. I don't know if that's kind of just like literal or if it's kind of figurative here when, there's the mention of God here. But she was trying to save the world from starvation, and so she created beasts. And so I wonder if that's where demi-humans come from. They come from and they exist because of Daphne. I wonder if she herself is a demi-human. Then there's the Witch of Lust, Carmilla. And the Witch of Lust, Carmilla, thought it would be a good idea, I'm not saying it isn't, to give those feelings of love, sadness, hate, happiness, just any emotion to beings who are not human, so that, in the words of Echidna here, she could fill the world with love. And it's a lovely idea, but I'm sure that has led to more bad shit than otherwise. I wonder if by non-humans they mean like demi-humans, or if they mean like animals, like, you know, Patrash or something like that. Like, I'm not entirely sure how to interpret this little bit with the non-humans part, but it's obviously important. And then there's the Witch of Wrath, Minerva. That's a name from some sort of mythology. I think it's Greek. Yeah, I don't know what Minerva's deal is in Greek mythology or Roman, whatever it is, but she's the Witch of Wrath. And wrath can be a scary thing, right? But the way she's described is almost like a positive force who was out to heal those who had been hurt by a war. But then Echidna does say her war-torn world. So it's almost as though she has brought upon this war and that she is the one who is healing people. And so she's kind of playing like a really weird character position where she is both the catalyst but also the cure, the cause, everything like that. I don't really know. The Witch of Sloth is named Sekhmet, which is Egyptian sounding, right? And I don't understand what is said here. Apparently she drove a dragon past the great waterfall just for a chance to rest. What? I don't understand what this means, but I guess, you know, related to sloth, doing what you can so that you can do nothing. Makes sense. But a dragon, is that the dragon, the one that sealed away Satla? Dragon by a great waterfall, is that like Hydra related or something? Like, I guess time will tell if we ever meet more of these witches, what their deals are, what their pasts were and everything like that. There's the Witch of Pride, Typhon, who is very young in appearance looking, and from her silhouette outline almost reminds me of Felt or Petra, or even one of the little cat people, the yappers from Anastasia's group. And apparently she judged criminals one after another. But we have been called pride. So do we already have that witch factor of pride within us? Because nobody has filled that slot of pride. The witch factor of pride still exists unless it resides within us, because nobody seems to know who it resides within. But we are then told that the witch factor of sloth now exists within us. So can the witch factor of multiple witches exist within one person? That's going to be really interesting to find out, and I hope that we do get that answer. Of course, there's then Echidna, the one who embodies thirst for knowledge. She wants to learn more. She wants to know more. She does seemingly whatever it takes, or has done whatever it took in the past to acquire this knowledge. Her insatiable thirst for it. But she does have regrets, and that's something she shares with us as well. But it's easier to speak for yourself than for someone else, because maybe some of the others also have regrets. So you're adding some flair to what you talk about when it comes to yourself, Echidna, here, because you don't give that insight for anyone else besides yourself when you say who has done things she regrets. Nobody else gets that or anything like that to kind of explain their motives, explain their actions. And then, of course, the Witch of Envy is mentioned, the worst of them all, who killed all of the other witches, consumed them, used them as sustenance, who made the whole world her enemy. But as she's speaking, you know, Subaru is seeing the flashes that he saw in a previous episode where he actually saw the outline figure of Satla, and he sees that again. He's terrified. He is literally shaking, and that's when Echidna pulls back the curtain, reveals that she's aware she has scared Subaru. But then suddenly it takes no time for Subaru to start feeling the effects of whatever it was that he drank. But we learn that that's because he's compatible, and that this is taking a really quick effect on him. So what does his compatibility mean? What is he compatible with? What is the deal? What's happening here? She explains that she used the sloth witch factor on the tea to strengthen our resistance. But she's the witch of greed, so I don't understand how that works with her body fluids. And we're told that we have the sloth witch factor within us now. So I don't know if, I don't know if she used what's inside us or something. I don't know. I don't understand what she says here. I don't know if I'm supposed to understand, so I guess we'll learn as we go on. But yeah, this was a really confusing line of dialogue for me specifically. And she does tell Subaru that she finds his existence quite desirable. So yeah, that's why I'm continuing to question and wonder what the hell is happening here. What is the deal with Subaru? Why is he so important? Is he going to be literally like some sort of god character within the series by the time we finish it? I don't know. I'd love to see Subaru grow more powerful, learn more about himself, learn more about what his deal is in this world. But I don't really want him to become super overpowered, because we already have a bunch of super overpowered characters, and I feel like we don't need Subaru to be like that. I feel like I really enjoy seeing him kind of be the kind of character who has to take a backseat to the other powerful characters. I think that that's a really fun and interesting way to present your main character that you don't really see a lot. But a piece of dialogue here that's very interesting is when she says that they're able to talk here in the witch's graveyard because he has the witch factor, and that she is being held prisoner. Her soul is being held prisoner in this graveyard. And that's really interesting to me, because I have been speculating for a long time that body and soul can be separated within this series. And I can't remember exactly what kicked off those thoughts, made me start thinking that, but I have been questioning if that could be the case a lot throughout this, and now we finally actually get that kind of answer here where yes, it seems that body and soul can be separated, and that's what seems to happen here. And the body of Echidna, who knows where it is, who knows what the deal with the body is, but the soul is being held prisoner and she wants it to be freed. And I wonder if that's what this trial is. This trial is about freeing the soul of Echidna. And obviously we know that Roswaal wants to defeat the dragon. Don't know why he wants to do that, but he's also very loyal and supportive, it would seem, of Echidna, because he is very strict about using her name and not the Witch of Greed. Surely it's in his best interests to want to free her. And is that what his goal is here in this sanctuary? To use these people, Emilia and Subaru, as pawns for her freedom? We'll obviously learn more as we continue, but for now that's where my thoughts lie with that. And of course, as Echidna's like, so what do you want to ask me now that you know all this important information, you know who we are, you know that this is a really rare opportunity for you, I haven't talked to anyone in a very long time, and all Subaru says is, so if I ask you, you'll let me leave? And she's like, what? You know this is a rare opportunity, right? You can ask me anything, you can learn whatever the hell you want, you can get any answer and I can give you that. But are you sure that's what you want? Are you sure you don't want to ask anything? Are you sure you want to waste this opportunity? And Subaru, as I talked about already, is super loyal and super Emilia focused. And I think that's very important for his character and very admirable for his character. And it says a lot about him and Emilia, I guess. And yeah, Echidna just cannot wrap her head around Subaru whatsoever. She does not understand his character. They were both very charismatically bouncing off one another with their jabs and everything, but now that he has made it clear he doesn't give a shit about her, she is floored. She doesn't understand how someone could react like that to a witch, knowing the importance of witches within this world. And Subaru hilariously says, we can catch up later, right? Sure, we'll have some tea later and catch up. And it's so funny because, like, she has made it clear that it's very hard to have a conversation and it's not something that happens often and it's not going to be something you can just do whenever you want. But he's just like, yeah, we'll catch up later, don't worry about it. And yeah, it's reminding me almost of like his run-ins with Beatrice and stuff like that. The way they talk to each other maybe isn't quite the same, but you know, where he can just find her. I wonder if he's going to be able to do that with Echidna in a similar way as he can with Beatrice. And so Subaru forgets everything, and yeah, he can't tell anyone. That's kind of like the vow, as she puts it, that she leaves him with as he leaves. Of course, with the opportunity to participate in the trial as well. That's another big thing. But she does say she's a very evil magic user right before we leave. So I wonder if she's just saying that or if we will learn the true extent of her evil. So yeah, then we leave and we see Otto is knocked out. We hear a voice behind us. It's Garfield. Garfield is here to wreck shit and he starts throwing us around. And then Petrash, the girl that she is, tries to run in and protect Subaru. But Garfield knocks her out too, which is very upsetting. I hate seeing any of these land dragons being brought harm upon and stuff. But, you know, that's what Garfield does. Garfield is not here to take prisoners. He's just here to beat ass, and that's exactly what he does here. But yeah, then, you know, we do learn a little about him. He's someone that Frederica knows. We don't learn the relationship that the two of them have, the nature of it, but I'd assume it's some sort of sibling relationship, or at least they're from the same community or something like that. And yeah, he says that he's scared of Ram. So yeah, it's like, same boy, like we're all scared of Ram. She is terrifying when she wants to be. So yeah, then for like a good chunk of the rest of this episode, there's not really a whole lot to talk about, but we went with Garfiel to go see Roswell, and we learned that this place is the witch's graveyard, and so that brings back the words that Echidna said a little earlier. It gives them more weight, it gives them more meaning, it makes everything seem more ominous, because we're trying to complete this trial here in this location, and that might free the Witch of Greed. And does she want Subaru to be her vessel? Is that the thing here? Because she doesn't have her body? Like, I don't know. But yeah, Roswell, very ominous. Talking about how, you know, stuff I've already talked about. Like, there's not really anything in this conversation I haven't already said. And yeah, everyone here is being held under house arrest because nobody can leave unless someone completes a trial. But like I was saying during the episode, that confuses me because Roswell has come here before and left, from what we understand, because someone said a little earlier that Roswell comes here quite a bit. So I don't understand how he can leave and come back other times, but not this time. What changed? What's different here? So Subaru goes to comfort the villagers, goes to see them, and they're all happy to see him. But it's once he introduces Amelia as the person who's going to save them, they get quiet, they get cautious, they don't understand, they're very confused. And that's when Amelia very politely, you know, bows her head and speaks very nicely to them in a very down-to-earth level and stuff. She seems like she owes them a lot. That's how she speaks almost. And yeah, she ends up walking out of this with the support of these people, and I think that that's huge for her. I think that's a really big thing, because we saw in several other episodes that she struggles to connect with people. But yeah, then we kind of just like go towards the end of the episode where Amelia is about to enter the temple because it's glowing, and when it's glowing, that's kind of an indication that the trial is taking place, I guess. But shortly after she enters, the light turns off, and that's scary. Something bad could have happened. She could be potentially dead here. And that's when Subaru immediately springs into action and sprints in after her, not knowing that he's been given permission to take part in this trial. And that's why the glow stays on while he enters and everything. But as he enters, we see that the corridor looks very similar to the one that we saw while Subaru was in the mansion and he saw the secret compartment, the secret passage. So I wonder what that's about. I wonder if that's lore relevant, important, or anything like that. I suspect it will be, but we don't have the answers right now. Yeah, then that's kind of just where the episode leaves off, with Subaru then coming across Amelia and immediately being worried and immediately, you know, jumping to her side, and he wants to protect her, he wants to save her, he wants to help her in any way that he can. But he hears his own voice saying, first you need to face your own past. And yeah, I guess next episode is going to be a real world episode or Subaru world episode where we get to learn about his relationship with his father. And yeah, I don't know what to make of these statues, but one of the statues that is showed at the very beginning, figures rather, looked so similar to Amelia that it's almost scary. So yeah, I guess we will learn what this all means, what is happening here, and why this season is already so confusing after only 3 episodes in the next episode. I think that's going to do it for me for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and comment down below letting me know how floored you were while all this was happening. And yeah, hit the bell if you want to be notified when these videos go live. And that's going to do it for me for today. I hope that you're having a great day today and that you're able to take it easy. I will see you in the next one. Take care.